Do you reach out for help when you're struggling? I usually don't. The feeling of being judged or even too scared to reach out for help is always holding me back, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. It's sad that people are afraid to open up to others just because they're afraid of being judged or embarrassed. No one should feel that way. Everyone should feel safe when they're opening up to others. But sometimes, people don't even have access to talk to someone, or even just to be heard. Everyone deserves advice from time to time, and when you have no one to talk to, that can be really hard to find. When I was in 7th grade, I didn't talk about my problems because I didn't think they were valid enough to be talked about. I didn't want others to worry about me, so I didn't tell them what was bothering me. My head was constantly filled with thoughts, and it was so hard for me to focus during class. I started to put less effort into school and activities. Eventually, I decided to open up to a friend, and it felt like a big weight had been lifted off my chest. However, I came to school a week later, and everyone seemed to know. My biggest fear of being judged became reality, and all the weight that had just been lifted off me came crashing down, but 2 times heavier than before. It really affected me. I was so afraid of what people were saying about me. It came to the point where I'd miss school for presentations and skip PW classes because I was so afraid of what people would think about me. I was so afraid of messing up or embarrassing myself. Getting ready for school started to become a task for me. It started to feel impossible. Every time I'd walk into school, I was overwhelmed with the fact that everyone knew what was going on in my life. A few months later, I still found myself having a really hard time trusting people. After that experience, I didn't talk to anyone about my problems. However, today I realized that holding it in is not the solution. My project is for people who aren't ready to talk about their problems yet. I've done some research, and you'd be surprised with how much teen sadness has increased from 2011 to 2021. It has raised from 36% to 57%, and 30% have seriously considered suicide. According to a June 2020 National Counselor Survey, 65% of teens reported that they deal with their feelings on their own, while 67% pretend to feel better not to worry others. There are a couple things that help teens, that are being proven to help teens. Strong, loving relationships are one of them. They have been proven to have a really big impact on mental health, and talking to someone you trust can help you feel less stressed and relieved. But what happens if you don't have anyone to talk to? You end up dealing with your problems on your own, and having all that weight on you, constantly worrying about stuff, but having no one to talk to can be so stressful. I think everyone should be able to have access to advice. That's why, for my Quest project, I wanted to create a website for teens to use when needing advice and don't have anyone to talk to. Some people don't reach out for help. I myself was too afraid to reach out for help when I was struggling, and I felt as if I should create something helpful for teens to use. A safe space to get advice and help. I initially planned to create a card game to bring people together, to give advice, listen, and help each other. But in the end, I wasn't too confident with that idea. I wanted to create something I was really passionate about, something original, something I haven't seen people do before. I was talking to my mentor, Ellie, about how I wasn't too confident with my idea and how I wanted to create something else. And she mentioned that creating a website could be a good idea. And I thought that would be great. But I still didn't know what to put on my website. At first, I thought maybe I could create a website for people to go online and talk to each other. But in the end, I didn't think it would be safe enough to talk to strangers. After being stuck for a while, my mentor Ellie sent me a few links, and I came upon this website filled with different problems that kids struggle with. That's when I decided to create my website, Your Mental Health Matters, a place for people, especially teens, to go when they're looking for help, a website to give tips and advice when you're struggling. It's a simple website where there will be options and you can click on what fits your situation best. For example, if you're struggling with panic attacks and how to deal with them, or how to help a friend, eating disorders, and more. My website has tips, advice, information, and access to other websites if you can't find what you're looking for on my website. It includes games for you to focus on and distract yourself from doing anything bad, or to keep your mind off of things when it's getting too hard for you to focus. I think my website, Your Mental Health Matters, is going to be helpful because it's a great platform for teens that aren't ready to open up yet. I created Your Mental Health Matters so that people can visit my website and feel as if it's a safe space, and I want people to have somewhere to go when needing help, instead of keeping it in and dealing it with themselves. I learned that not many people ask for help, and that a lot of them think bottling up their feelings is the right way to go. Many people don't think their problems are important enough to be listened to. Lots of people go through their day with a fake smile on their face, hiding what they truly feel and what they're really going through. This is why I chose to make this my Quest project, to let people know that their mental health matters. The most challenging part of my Quest project was when I changed it, and I thought I wasn't going to come up with a good idea in time. I was stressed out, getting worried I wasn't going to have anything to present. But over time, I came up with an idea. And even though I felt far behind and felt as if I had barely any work done, while all my friends had done so much, I was determined to keep going. This project helped me learn a lot, especially about mental health and the effects it has on teens' mental health and on their daily life. I'm really glad I had the opportunity to learn so much about this project. It helped me to grow as a person and see a bigger perspective on mental health. I think everyone should be able to gain more knowledge to help themselves and others, and that's why my website is a great opportunity for that. I hope my Quest project helps teens that are going through a really tough time at school or at home. I wish to inspire them to reach out for help because it's okay to ask for help. I hope that one day teens will realize that it's okay to reach out for support and that it's not a sign of weakness. People shouldn't be ashamed to ask for help. You matter, and so does your mental health. You deserve to be supported, and you deserve to be heard. I'm really glad I had the opportunity to create this project and especially to share it here with everyone. I would like to thank my parents, but especially my mom, for being my biggest supporter and for pushing me to the best of my abilities. To my mentor, Ellie, for helping me create this project, because I wouldn't have been able to have done it without her. To all my friends that believed in me, but especially to Jimena for supporting me, to Raim for giving me confidence, to Amy for helping me finalize my speech, to DJ for helping me rehearse over and over again. And lastly, to all the teachers that helped me along the way in making my idea become reality. The most important lesson I learned through my journey is that your small actions can have a really big impact on someone else's life. All in all, I think that this project has taught me a lot, and I hope it has given you a bigger perspective on mental health.